Hi, this is Kavya. So, today I'm demonstrating my final exam project, which I built from scratch. The goal was to transfer a 4 GB file over an untrusted network and guarantee four security principles, which are confidentiality, integrity, authenticity, and availability, which together form the CIA model. I built two completely independent implementations of this using different cryptography approaches. I will show both of them live, including what happens when an attacker tries to tamper with the transfer. So, at the top level, you can see approach A, TLS, MTLS. This is my first implementation, and this is approach B, which is my second implementation. And this shared is a common hash utility used by both. And uh, this test 4 GB file is the file which I've generated. So the shared hash files modules compute a streaming SHA-256 over any file in 1 megabit byte chunks. So we never load 4 GB into memory at once. So both approaches use this for end-to-end integrity verification. So coming to my approach A, which is mutually authenticated TLS, also called MTLS. In normal TLS, like when you visit a bank website, only the server presents a certificate. The client, which is your browser, is anonymous. So in MTLS, both sides present a certificate. The server proves its identity to the client, and the client proves its identity to the server. This means an unauthorized sender cannot connect at all. That covers authenticity in our CIA model. The confidentiality comes from TLS 1.3 cipher suite specifically, which encrypts every byte on the wire. An eavesdropper sees only ciphertext. Integrity is enforced at two layers. The TLS record layer detects any in-flight byte flip immediately via authentication tags. And on top of that, I add a second application layer, SHA-256 check. So even if someone terminates TLS in the middle, the receiver still detects corruption. Availability is handled by writing to a temporary file first. So the final file is only renamed into place after SHA-256 verification passes. If the sender disconnects mid-transfer, the partial file is deleted and the process exits with code 1. You never end up with silently incomplete file. So now I'm opening the terminal 1, which is the receiver, and now I will start the receiver first. As I have already generated a 4 GB file, now I'm going to my approach A, which is mutually authenticated TLS streaming. So now I'm gonna go into this approach A. Just a moment. And now I have started the TLS server. So loads server control certification and key. And to verify the client, writes incoming plaintext to output. So like I have started before the sender. Now I'm going to my another terminal. And now I'm gonna start the sender. Before I have started the receiver, now I'm gonna start the sender. So now can we can go back to the sender A and we can check like it is in progress. Let's wait. So now we can check this receive throughput is 304.49 MBS and this sender throughput is 382.95. Now I'm gonna check like for whether our received file and the original test 4 GB file is whether is having the same hash value. Okay. Now we can see match as true. We can see the SHA values are same and the match is true. Now let's go to the another approach, which is approach B. Uh, so our approach B is application layer encryption. So basically, approach B takes a completely different path. There is no TLS here. It runs over a plain TCP socket. All security is implemented in application code using modern cryptography primitives. The algorithm I choose is X255519ECDHE, HKDF SHA256, and CHA20 Poly 1305. Here is how the key exchange works. The receiver has a long-term X25519 key pair. The public key sits in a file, then a private key has 0600 permissions on the server. Each time the sender connects, it generates a fresh ephemeral key pair. The key, the key pair exists only for that one transfer and is never stored anywhere. The sender does an ECDH exchange. It's ephemeral private key times and the receiver's static public key. The result is a 32-byte shared a secret. The receiver does the same in reverse. Its static private key times the sender's public key. Because of this, both sides arrive at the same shared secret even though it was never sent on the wire. So the shared secret is fed through HTF SHA256 to produce a 256-bit symmetric key for CHA20. So the file is sent in 4 GB chunks. Each chunk gets its own unique 12-byte and a 4-byte chunk counter combined with 8 bytes of per transfer random session nonce. This guarantees no nonce is ever used, which is critical for AEAD security. So the property this gives that approach it does not have is called forward secrecy. Because each transfer uses a new throwaway key pair, even if an attacker somehow steals a receiver's long-term private key tomorrow, they cannot decrypt any previously recorded transfer. The shared secrets are gone. Now I'm gonna show the demo. So this is an approach B. Now I'm gonna show it. So let me clear this. Okay. Now I'm in receiver side and I'm establishing the connection. Now I'm going to sender. Just a moment. Okay. I gave a wrong command. Now we can see all the decrypted chunks over here and it is in progress. So we can see the transfer as successful and we can see the hash value and the received throughput is 273.82. Now we can check whether this 4 GB file and the received file is having the same hash value or not. Yeah, and we can see match as true. So this completed my demo and I have already attached all my README files and my design files and the code review and the throughput and the AI notes. Thank you so much.